G'day everyone and welcome to my 9th floss tube and the last one that I will do for 2017. I wanted to jump on today and just show my finish, my 1/12 finish of Santa's Village, and just show a lot of I haven't thought this video through. It's a one-take wonder, as all of my videos are. I had ironed and put the buttons on the snowmen, so I was just going to show you that quickly as well. So hopefully a relatively short video. There's not a lot of stuff to discuss, but I can ramble on, as we've discovered in the past, and we'll get to it. I shall put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing and what I'm supposed to be doing. So first of all, I have ironed, even though it doesn't look like it, I have ironed the snowmen, and I have put the buttons on, so you can see the door. There's a button there, on the hat there's a button, there's this one up there, that's the tail on the rabbit there, above the roof, and on the scarf. So I have put all the buttons on, and what I have done is stuck it on a trouser hanger with a bit of protection from a hanky, and I've actually put behind it my little house neighbourhood, because that's been rolled up for a good couple of years and I want it just to start hanging and getting, you know, it's doing pretty well. That really the last bit of wound up fabric is below the border now, so I just wanted to show that. It does look better than it does come up on the video. Oh dear. A very nice lady, Pam I think your name is, suggested Best Press. I've heard a lot of people talk about. I don't believe it is available in New Zealand, but I haven't looked yet. I haven't looked to see if we have anything similar. I'm sure we do. It's there'll be something, and failing that, I haven't yet looked at how much it would cost to ship it from Amazon, I believe, so I will get on to that, but I'm quite happy to just let it hang. There is, rather strangely, because you can see the lines are here, and you've seen I roll and have a very small window, but actually you can't see it on the video. I don't think. I can't see it. So my plan obviously is working. There was a line, a crease through here, very definite, and one of the reasons why I chose to hang it, so that that line would drop, and it looks like it has. Oh no, I can see it now. It's in here. There's a line that runs through around here. I don't know if it will show up until I look. And I don't know why there is a crease there, because it's not where I would have folded the project in half. It would have been here, even though I had the rolls this way. I then would fold it up to put it in the bag. So I don't know how that crease came about, but I think the hanging and the idea of just letting it drop is helping with that crease, actually, because it's not noticeable when I look at it through the video screen when I was showing you just now. Okay, I have finished block 1 of Santa's Village. I did this as part of the Country House Needleworks, Country Cottage Needleworks small stitch along. I can't remember the actual name of it. It started on the 1st of November and you had it through until Christmas, so I've scraped in. It's the 20th of December here in New Zealand. I've scraped in by 4 days. So, bar the French knots of Santa's eyes and the berries on the wreath, everything is done. I've done his belt buckle. That's been stitched. I've decided I'm going to leave the French knots until the very end, a bit like the buttons, because, and you can start to see where it's being rolled, I roll it up and I would probably flatten the French knots as time went on. I mean, this is the first of 12 blocks, so my plan is to leave the French knots till the very end. The other thing I discovered when I was looking through everything, you're supposed to have a button per chart. I discovered I've actually only got one of 12 buttons, so I don't know how or why that happened. Again, if you're seeing my videos for the first time, I kitted this project up 4 years ago in England, so some of the stuff I'm a bit hazy on how things happened, if you like. So I don't know why I've only just realised there is only one button of 12. The button for this chart was the star above the tree, so I've just stitched it, and hopefully it will all work out all right on the charts, that because I'm sure it says don't stitch the star if you're going to use the button, so hopefully that'll kind of instruction will follow throughout. Okay, so I'm putting that away now until it comes up in the rotation, which will be sometime in late January, beginning of February. And we'll work on that next year. And I've decided that I'm going to work down. I'm still doing 3 rows of 4, as most people do, but instead of doing block 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do 1, 5, 9, I think it is, because of how I stitch in hand. Pretty much, I think, none of the projects that I have got started, other than maybe Harvest Keeper, will fit on this 18-inch scroll rod anyway, so I shall just carry on stitching in hand, and when I get a chance to try it, I'll try it, and then we'll review that. So that's down the track sometime. Okay, I haven't really made any progress on the L'Atelier Perdu. I haven't even got it in front of me to show you. I've really gone off the boil on that. It's not floating my boat. I haven't even printed off part 3, and part 4 came out this morning. So I watched Teresa Kitten Stitch's latest video yesterday, and she had a very good comment about, now I'm beginning to wonder if it was her or it was someone else, but if you don't feel the love, just, you know, move on, change it, put it aside, whatever. So I am actually just going to leave it at this point in time. I'll print off the other 2 charts, I'll stick it in the bag with the fabric. I'm going to take the threads out and bobbinate them and put them away in the master box. So it's there if at some point I decide I actually want to finish it, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It was just something to try, because I knew that once the snowmen were finished, once I got this block finished, there would be a period of time, so it's about a week and a half before the 2018 plans kick in. There was an element of, should I maybe just start something early, but I'm going to leave it as I've set it, because I brought, and I don't think I showed them last time. There's my one token of Christmas in my craft room, a Jim Shaw ornament. I brought 3 little patterns from the floss box. So that's one of them. That's the second one, and I discovered these because somebody on Stitch Mania shared this, and it was just beautiful stitched. And the third one is actually not in here, it's in the living room, so I can't show you that. It's the one I'm going to work on. So I'm going to do that little ornament over this next week. I'm also going to read the book that I need to read, and then I will be ready to start on the 1st of, I was going to say January. A little bit of haul. I've basically now, of all the orders that I've had, I think I talked about orders last time. I actually meant to watch the last video again, so I kind of would make some sense. I know the last video I seemed to ramble a lot, and I probably will on this one, because typically when I shoot my videos I do them in one take, but I've got my pointers written down, and I've thought it through in my head a few times, got an idea of what I'm saying. But last time when I just wanted to show that I had finished the snowmen, and it's kind of the same today with Santa's Village here. So I haven't thought a lot of how I'm saying things. But I'm pretty sure in the last video I talked about the various orders that I had outstanding. I've now received 2 more of what I had outstanding. I think I had 3 at that point, and I've got 1. I have since discovered through searching on Stitchmania that this is a shop that people say don't order from if you want your stuff in a hurry. I'm still waiting apparently for an out of print chart. I don't know if it's still the one that she replied to my email about, that she was expecting to get 2 weeks ago. But I've kind of decided, she hasn't taken the money. 3 of the 4 charts are hometown holiday charts from Little House Needleworks. I can get those elsewhere. I need to do some research on the 4th one, because I think that was the only place I could find it, so I need to do some research on that. I'm going to give it through the holiday season. I'm not going to email her this week. She may have even closed down for Christmas, I don't know. I will wait until January, and if there is no significant improvement, I'm going to cancel, because by then it will be 2 months, and that's just ridiculous. I frankly don't have a lot of time for shops that tell you they have something and then they actually don't. I don't think that's actually good business and customer service. And there was nothing on her website that told me. When I first found out that there was a chart out of print, I assumed it was the harder to find one, not the Hometown Holiday series. So I was surprised to find that was what she was waiting for. But surely it's such a popular series and a designer that it shouldn't be hard to replace them. So as I say, I will give her until the beginning of January, and sort of into the 2nd week really, realistically. And if there's no movement, there's no change in the status of my order, if she hasn't taken the money, that's it, done and dusted, and I certainly won't be using them again. Anyway, so the other 2 orders have come in. The first order is from, now I'm probably going to balls this up completely. Oh no, here we go. I've got Hirschner's. It's a name I've heard a lot of people mention before, but I've never really looked on their website. And it was only because Lynette at Homesteading on the home front mentioned that these books were available for $5. Now, I don't know if they still are. I haven't actually looked, to be fair, but I went and had a look at the time that she told me about them, because she'd obviously had to order them and have them get to Guam for her, so it may have been by the time I got there that they weren't, but they still were. So I went ahead and ordered them and paid a huge amount of postage, but still, for the amount that I paid, it would still be the cost of one book in New Zealand anyway, so I still, it was still economical to do it for me. So I got, right, I need to, so a cross-stitch Christmas, a heartwarming holiday, I'm reading back to front, and it's just all Christmas patterns of various themes and styles, you know, so you've got sort of cute snowmen and Santas, and I think there is, I wasn't really going to do a flick through. Have we got that in a place where you can see it? This really appeals to me, especially this top block. Anyway, I won't do a flick through because that will just add too much time to. So that's one of them, and this is the other one. I did see somewhere that this must be something that comes out yearly. So this one was 2005, and this one, if I can find it quickly, no, it's the page that was stuck together, 2004. So that book was published in 2004, and this one in 2005. One of them, I'll just show you the back cover, is probably the easiest thing. Here, just a bit of an idea of what's in them if you've not seen them before. If they're still $5, I would say they're well worth the effort to get them. They were great. And my other order, I tried out Linen and Threads in Australia. I didn't take part in the stitch along. I only came back to my stitching in September, October, and it's only in the last probably month or 6 weeks that I discovered about the stitch along that Linen and Threads did this year, which is stunning. It's a free stitch along, and it is stunning, and the patterns are still available, and I believe will always be available on their website. I have actually downloaded all the patterns, but at the moment I've got no plans to do them. I'm curious about the 2018 stitch along. They are saying the theme is medieval menagerie, and it's a band sampler. So I'm certainly going to have a little look at it, but at the moment, again, the idea is not to add it in, because I've already added in Farmhouse Christmas, so I think I've got more than enough on my plate realistically. But if it intrigues me, I'll probably collect the patterns each month anyway. So I felt, because I had taken the patterns downloaded them, they're free, you can do it. Sounds like I'm stealing them. Because I had taken the patterns for the 2017 sampler, I felt like I should give something back. So in order to do that, I placed a purchase. So I had a good look through their website, and they've certainly got a lot of stuff, and they've got a lot of reproduction samplers and things like that from various companies, which I'm really into at the moment. So I just picked out a couple of things at the moment because I just wanted to test how long it would take to come from Australia, and you know, all of those sorts of things. So I got a Prairie Schooler, which is And to All a Good Night. If I come in a little bit closer so you can see. I particularly like the smaller one. I like them both. I actually like all of these sorts of Prairie Schooler ones, and I'm going to just slowly work on collecting some of them. I then ordered, I really love the colour of this. So this is Carriage House Samplings Black Horse Inn, and I really love that blue field that the horses are on. I'm sure stitching that house will be a mare, but I really like that, so that went into the cart. And the last thing I ordered was, this is by GGR, and it's the Polka Dot Cowl Sampler, Anne Harding 1811. And when I first saw it, I really liked it, and I kept going away and coming back and going away and coming back. And in the end, when I decided I would actually commit and pay this order, I decided I would get that. And then in Sampler World on Facebook, they announced that they were going to have a stitch along next year. They're going to do a large piece and a small piece, and people could nominate the charts. So I actually nominated this one, the Polka Dot Cowl. And I mean, if you belong to the Sampler World Facebook group, it's a hugely interesting 2 threads to read. Because, well, I think it's all in one thread. The voting then's got split to 2 threads. Just the inspiration charts that people were throwing out and stuff like that. So I nominated that, and quite a few people liked that idea, which was really cool. And so what I decided was that someone else nominated Lucy Calcutt, 1825, and quite a few people nominated the Uffindale Sisters charts. So I decided that if any of those three were selected, I would take part in the stitch along, and I would swap a project because I'm not adding another one in. And if they choose something completely different, I will just watch. I'm not going to join in. I'm beginning to think I've got too much. My rotation is slightly too big, and I'm not going to achieve the goals of having things finished by the end of the year, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, when the voting came round, the polka dot cow was included in the voting, and Lucy Calcutt was included in the voting. The Uffindale Sisters weren't because of the economics and the availability of the chart, which is getting scarcer and scarcer by the day. So again, I still applied my theory. If one of my two of the charts that I owned was chosen, I would take part, and if not, well, they voted for Lucy Calcutt. So I am starting Lucy Calcutt next year, and I am swapping it for the By the Bay Needle Arts 13th Colonies. So rather than add it on top of everything else, I've made the swap. And if you've watched from the beginning, you know I remember saying that this would be my first reserve. If something finished, I would do this next. So I'm quite pleased about that. So now I've got to kit it all up. I'm debating whether to order the fabric from America. I'm not changing my rotation plans at all, so it won't start until whenever the 13th Colonies was due to start, which will be around the end of January, early February. So with that in mind, I am debating whether to go to the expense of ordering the fabric from America, or just make do with whatever I can get at the place in Christchurch that I can go to. It calls for silks or DMC, and I'll be doing it in DMC. I won't be doing it in the silks, just because of the expense of the fabric and everything like that. I just don't have that amount of money to give to a project. So that is my change. I think that is everything that I pretty much had on my list. I wondered about doing weekly videos from next year. I wondered what people's thoughts were on channels you watch. Do you like people videoing weekly, or does it really not bother you? I don't know how feasible that will be. I can't see why it won't be, but I'm just thinking of interest and keeping the videos shorter and all of those sorts of things. I notice when I'm binge watching channels, which you do because you find people and then you want to see their history, if you like. It's psychologically, it's much easier binge watching a channel when they're only sort of 20-minute videos. You can watch 3 in an hour and you can cross them off your list and you feel like you're getting somewhere. I do like the longer videos. Don't get me wrong, I have no problems with that. But I think the whole technical side of things, a shorter video, uploading it and everything like that's a lot quicker if it's a shorter one, which is making me think weekly. So it'd be interesting to see what you have to say on that sort of thing. I think that's pretty much everything I had on my list to talk about. I would like to thank everyone who has subscribed this year, who's commented and liked my videos. Touch wood. I don't think I've had a dislike anywhere, which is, I'm surprised. And if it happens, it happens. That's their problem, not mine. Because this is the last video, I'll take my eyes off now. Because this is the last video for the year, I would like to wish everybody who celebrates Christmas, there is no alcohol involved in the making of this video, a very happy Christmas, and have a wonderful time spent with family and friends and loved ones. In New Zealand it's a hot day, so we'll be having a mix of hot and cold food, and just taking it easy. getting through, watched the Queen's speech in the afternoon, and just chilling. And then there'll be cricket the next day. In fact, the cricket has already started. I did, sidetracking slightly, the brown vine last night, I stitched that between 9:30 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. watching the first of the Big Bash games from Australia. I wanted to see how it would go, you know, like when I wake up this morning and look at the vine again and look at the chart, how much do I have to undo? But I got it right. The reason I probably got it right was it was slow because I checked and checked and checked again before I committed to stitches, but it worked, if you like, so I was quite pleased with that. My magnifying thing, the light is good, so I can sit there at night. I've got enough light, I can see what I'm doing. It really comes down to tiredness now. And I really like watching the Big Bash, which is cricket for those who have no idea what the Big Bash is. Limited overs, 20 cricket basically, 20 overs a side. It's like it's about 3 hours long, and it's intense and it's fast and it's just great fun. And the Big Bash is brilliant. All the big names come and play in the tournament, and it's just a huge party. And while they replay the games the next day, A, you've got things to do, and B, it's not live. I love live sport. So I decided I would stay up, I'd watch the first game, I would do some stitching, and I'd see how it goes. And it went okay. So I should hopefully be able to get a few extra things done by staying up watching the Big Bash and stitching. Anyway, sidetracking, but that's summer and that's Christmas in New Zealand. We've got cricket. So, happy Christmas to everyone, happy New Year to everyone. I will see you again around early January, and I look forward to watching all your videos in the meantime, and thank you for taking a chance with me. I'll catch you next year. Take care and Merry Christmas. Bye bye.